hearts are hurt. The reason why that y'all are getting it so mixed up is because you're looking at color. You're not looking at behavior. We let these people in there and they're the original immigrants. They came in here. They watched us. They stole. They murdered. They killed. They enslaved. Then they went around the world telling people around the world that we were crazy. This is not brand new. This has been hundreds of year process. So when other immigrants, they quote unquote let them in, they're not supposed to be here. That's just like I come to your house. I bind you and start making the rules and then telling people when they could come over when I'm having Sunday dinner. That's all it is. And when those people get over here, don't forget they already have a preset illusion that black people lazy and we need them. They don't know they're getting used by white folks. They don't know that white people use word curses in their pen. They just figuring it out now. They in here and see it from an inside the house view. And now they stuck. They went around the world lying to people. How do a Samoan know something about manifest destiny? That shit was made up by these motherfucking white folks. Gave they self an excuse. God ain't never, what God told them to do that? Just like this shit over here, it's the same pattern. And when they get in here, they don't come to our neighborhoods. I see a lot of immigrants that are African descent. Y'all know y'all had your own school system. They set up places for you immigrants to be filtered into where you wouldn't have contact with black folks because they were lying to y'all. And you grew up with that mentality. That's why black folks don't fool with everybody. We have a covenant with ourselves to stay safe. What y'all, because y'all take it right on back to them white folks. It is time for y'all to stop looking at color and this, that. That's the illusion. Watch the behavior. Second generation immigrant. Talk to them like shit. Treat them like shit. But in their mind, white is right, brown stick around, black. It was a systematic thing and a mental mindset. That's why, and stop getting upset. If they don't choose black women and they don't choose black men, they will reap what they sow. They will have no excuse. Blessing, miracles, and breakthroughs. They will have no excuse. That's what I'm trying to get my people to understand, y'all. For the first time, rest and say no. To them, it looks like destruction. Because this ain't their home. They can't build. They can't. If they could, the plan that they lived off, y'all, was made and built by the ancient people as breadcrumbs for things to come. And they perverted it. So you have people that come into our house who have a mindset that we not powerful, because we are peaceful, we are loving. We don't have time for that. Why would we be fighting for stuff that belong to us anyway? And they only seen it from the outside. This is their first experience, believe this, to see us. We were free in the mind. We were free in the body. That ain't change. You see what they do? Media take little bitty, they've been doing this, y'all, and trying to coat their abuse, trying to rationalize it. But it always leads to destruction. Just like you with suit and ties on. No, baby, you don't entertain evil. When Martin Luther King went up there, it was about our money. We have rights. That's our motherfucking home. We dictate what goes on here. We do not, their pen does not dictate how Black America lives. That ain't nothing but a reality show, and it has collapsed. And that's their fear. Baby, when a woman can stand in your face and tell you that if they reveal the abusers in your system, it'll collapse. You done came to a mentally ill point in your life where you think that this country runs by you. Because this is a democracy at its root. Always have been before they got here. It'll always be. Take care of your home. Take care of your family. Get reunited. That's the one thing that kept us alive for 500 years. Family connection, knowing how to maneuver, knowing how to move. We were so good at it, y'all. Look, they're showing themselves. Call it our joy. You were going to church with them. You were going to school with them. They really didn't know how this country works. They thought they could just get in a place, and then they relied on false information. And listen, y'all. They will see us, but let them show themselves. You see how they did? They lied on Iran. This said they made up that shit, but it's not real. Look at the truth. But if biblically you would have matched it up, you would have knew. You would have knew. By an ancient African script, you would have knew. By the behavior. Just because you white, you don't treat people human. And the world says Western society. They talk about white folks. I keep telling y'all, they identify as Black Americans. They know. We just gotta know. We right now, they call it delineation. I call it just leave the motherfuckers alone, baby. Once we step out of the picture, bless miracles and breakthroughs, everybody. God said, I will work. I will repay them. And they're getting repaid. You don't have to remind them. They audio and video showed it, what they were doing. What we got to do now is stay focused. When we heal, the world heals. Look, we left them with a seafood boy and a lion dancer. Lord, if I see another seafood boy, I'm going to go crazy. Then don't let these people fool you, y'all. They are not hungry. They are not desperate. No, they not. They are coming to the realization that the structure that they built within the system is false. People have to face what they have done. And we got to face, we don't have to carry the yoke. We didn't abuse us. We didn't leave us in lack. We didn't do any of that. We endured. And I keep reminding y'all, these slave black kids, your body was the commodity, honey. It's you, yourself, your being, you. The external things, we did the cotton and all that. You understand what I'm saying? The revenue worked for its own commodities. And we got to stop doing, you don't have to prove nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. What you can do now is heal. Heal. Go into them dark places. Why did it happen? Why do I feel like this? They said, why do you not know you are priceless? Every human is the conscious thought of God, but the slave black kids are something unique. The world knows it. Why y'all don't? Those distractions sold. They don't, okay, who cares? They never liked it. I'm trying to see, where do we get to a point of they atoned and this just happening? What happened is when they seen a man of color up there, the truth of them came out. And that's all they had, because that's who they are. And they couldn't be released because they didn't want to atone. They wanted to do what they usually do. That's why they got a white elephant. They got bones in their closet. They got dust under their rug. They ain't got no house because they've been throwing stones too long. And they don't have no foundation. We allowed them the comfort of being American. They don't want it. I told everybody that was hate. Israel won't replace us, this, that. Did you look? It was hate. And they knew exactly what seed to pull out of them. And that's not a burden we have to bear. It hurts because they murdered us. 500 years. Look at what they did to us. Look at what they put in books about us. Look at how they had the global world perception. They did it. And right now, every time God put a Pharaoh up there, pure evil, they didn't know how to hold it accountable. I just want y'all to grasp that. No matter what they doing, that we don't care. It's not our concern. We don't even hear them. Like on these things, I'm surprised how many people that are in the diaspora did not know this. We're not weak. We stay alive. You're dealing with savages. I don't care if they got suit and ties on. And now it's been revealed. We endured, darling. And now the vote was our end. We're not voting just because we're Democratic. We're voting because grown folks need to be in there. We don't know. People are starving. We vote freedom. And it's not in a party or a person. It's who does. When they do the job, we can take care of our homes and our community. They can take care of the global world, then they tell us the truth, and we're informed. Republicans have shown they are not going, they led us into something that unconstitutional. We got domestic terrorists over here. I mean, come on now. Let's just be honest, y'all. And stop expecting more of immigrants that don't know how a house work. They don't know we have two houses. They don't know we live in a parallel. They just got it, that this is a plantation. They just got it, that the original owners always knew who he was, but we don't get in chaos. It's not work. We still here. It's not, what would it be? And at the vote, we said we're done. They can tell you about us all they want, but come here and see. A lot of them, you talk from a colonized mind, but a white mind is something dangerous. It's toxic. It will kill, steal, destroy. It'll do it in a home and put on the suit and tie and say they're prestigious. Because they never been held. This is the first time in American history that they're being held accountable. And it's not by them. It's by life. It's by people making choices not to be abused, not to allow it. And now, white America has 409 more years. They have to, listen, baby, racism ain't our fight, baby. We supposed to get our money and lead them to their devices. By the time we got here into freedom in 2026, the global world, we're number 15 anyway, we'd be ready. They in war. Primitive mindedness. With somebody they had lack of knowledge of. Due to their reality show, they had the world thinking they were number one. But baby, did y'all pay attention? When we stopped putting our money in their banks. See, they gave you this greater, they call it spinning. It's not slavery, it's called capitalism. And they'll convince you by teaching you, and everybody keeps saying it. They have a mob mentality. And it don't work for them. It always fails. And they don't care. That's why Black America, you don't hear us. And only we doing the same thing we have done for 500 years. Y'all foreigners coming here with that idea, what? No, baby. No, y'all have a false sense of reality. And they hate you. Only reason they want you here for free labor. Right now, minimum wage should be $30 an hour. It's not because of immigrants. You come over and work for 250, this, that, you get the cars and get in debt. And at the end of the day, that means nothing. Y'all brag about how we don't stick together. When did you see it? In peace and a small, still voice. But you don't pay attention because it's not chaos, but God ain't working in it. That's why, as Black Americans, you must say no. You must be still. Our dollars cannot go anywhere else but us. It's a reason. You understand? There is no look. That time Martin Luther King is over with, darling. Them people dying off. They had their opportunity. When he passed away, it should have been 50,000 more Martin Luther Kings. And the younger generation works. You cannot cut. We're not snakes. You can't cut off our head. A movement that this is our lives. You have to be king and queen of your home. When you have children and your prince and princesses, you must teach them. I taught my children because I have dark-skinned kids. And I taught my children how valuable they were. I showed them pictures of Egypt and different people around the world and let them know. And they have an open mind and open heart. But they got a radar like amazing. And my last child turned out light-skinned. And I had to teach her of her blackness because of how people would try to, and I didn't allow that in my house. You're going to treat these children like children. And I raised a lot of them to be human. Because in this world, this real world, baby, the demon will come through anybody. I taught them, you got to recognize evil and patterns. So you can't be surprised. Like us, we're not surprised. They've been doing this 500 years. No atonement, no repentance. We are always the boogeyman. For the first time in American history, we said no. And we're resting. We got 2 years and some months, and we counting. What you're seeing, and then they late. This restoration time. They're in revealing because they're behind. That beast mentality, they're stuck there. Kill, steal, destroy. Hate them for what I'm not doing for myself. It's in your face. Look how they treated that woman. Fuck her nationality, all that. It was a woman. She had a plan, a written plan that would benefit them. We don't need nothing from. Listen to me, y'all. That game they be playing with y'all, because black people have it. We don't need shit. This country ain't never gave us shit, this shit. Only thing they have done is put our land in trust and take care of our buildings. That's it. That's it. They have not honored us. We learned survival without. A slave black kid was born in fields with no clothes and worked till they died. Atrocious, horrible. And then the sad part about it, they kept records. They wrote in diaries and books like it was normal. And today, in American today society, one of them kind will think they have authority over us. See, they're delusional, honey. And y'all have to let them all reveal themselves, who they infected with that. And yes, it hurts. It hurts Black America because we the most giving, loving. We the most joyous. That is what God put in our heart. Because I'm going to tell you the truth of us. We're more dangerous than them white folks. We went to their schools. You don't think it was a choice to be peaceful for us? And we were abused. We were neglected. We grew up watching our parents and was angry. But you know, Big Mama said, baby, they reaping gonna come. Big Papa said, I didn't work all these years in this hard. for you to throw it all away for them white folks. See, our wealth is in land and how we take care of our families. Our wealth, see, is in our children and our children's children. We don't do the census. That's a no-no for Black America because we know what they were searching for. But they'll never face us. They've always tried to use the slave block. Everybody had one of us. The Indians. See, I told you they tried to lie to us and we know our own truth. We have the world's blood in us because they didn't give a fuck. Your little cruise ships and this and that. And they go. They have it in your records. And they would script them down and they were thinking they was going to the new world. And they breed and made us. Because they were trying to be our gods. We were to serve them. Make them look good. Yeah. With no remorse that this is a human being. The only justification they gave themselves is our color. Yeah. Experimented on us. Tormented us. Tortured us. They do things just 'cause. And we here. Looking them in the face. They took a pen and said, erased us in plain sight. With a pen. Tried to extract. They got a place I live in Mississippi. Natchez. The Devil's Point. That's a real place. The peach trees grow beautiful. The peaches are beautiful. But nobody will eat one. Because they know that was the concentration camp. They just use words. Everything they ever done to y'all, they did to us until 2025 when we said no more. And when we voted, we said in a small, still voice with a pen, we free. We done. And look at their behavior. Look at them. This is who they've been this way so much that they indoctrinated the world. And when it comes down to it, baby, let me tell you something, Black America. Our pen represents every ancestor that couldn't. Our fucking vote represents everyone that was told how many bubbles in soap. For everyone that said, I'm going to try anyway, even if I die. We vote because of who couldn't, and we speak for them. That's why we good at what we do. Y'all had this whiteness. That's not an equation we go by. Man or woman. No, who's best for the job? But y'all don't listen to Black America. Like I said, the only reason you hear us now is bad. And we ain't coming. No, not this time, baby. If we come this time, it's shame on us. They said they atoned. They made the agreement they would be fair. They did that. We had treaties. They had the Constitution. So now it's time to, and the fault of the father lies on the child. And we're not here to help anyone. We're here to heal ourselves. It's all right to love your brother and love what look like you. It's all right to let them come front in line. It's all right if they rise. Like the youth, they're going to take us up out of here. They're not here for these evil. They're here for freedom. They have in their heart what we should have already learned. And I'm 53, baby, so can't nobody tell me nothing. When we went to school, we had home ec, A and B, shop, this, that. And to hear the kid, we had sex ed. Even if you went to a poor black school, you had the basics of when you got out that motherfucker, you going to work. These kids have made their own way. And y'all don't even want, and it's easier. And then because they're making, here come you grummy ass old people. They were making their income off TikTok. Here comes some damn demon. Get in there, steal all their money. It's always a stick up. Every time. That's why Black America, are you listening? Black owned, black operated. No more black CEOs. No more, no. Because them same motherfucking CEOs could get together and own a company just like that. We're not doing that. If they don't have the faith to take a leap with their own people, they're dangerous to us. That's how we got here. Being sold out to the white man system and look, full of predators. In our own home. When I heard the babies cry, do you know our babies cry? Like why they hate us so much? And I had to remind them they jealous, baby. That ain't hate. If we were submissive to them. You see how long as you docile and long as you make them feel comfortable, they don't mind. But as soon as you get you no, and then watch this. They will do the behavior, you mimic the behavior, and they'll show you how you should have reacted to it. That's why no. Black first. We gotta heal. Cause we got work to do. This we're not healing just to all that fucking fleshy shit. No. We're healing because we number 15. When they come, they're gonna come to a nation of black people. We're not selling each other out. They're not gonna talk to the little few and then they trickle it. No, we're not doing trickle down economics. No, this root shit. And get in place. Your home ain't disarray. This ain't about you then. You ain't got it yet. And I'm not talking about faking it. I'm talking about getting real with it. You ain't mended those relationships and got them bad apples out your bunch. You ain't ready for this. This is for Black America to take a stand in their home and say, can't we get that? And you can be yes, but you ain't running shit. If we vote you in, you have to do it for all. Because, baby, we 500 years ahead. And y'all, stop. They can't hide behind us anymore. They got everything they wanted. And in 100 days, they was broke. I called a little dude sat on the Congress floor and said they was discriminated against. I call him bubblegum. Because if y'all had a look at the look on them white folks' faces, I promise you, it sound like they soul had left out of them because they couldn't believe that. And me, I was laughing my ass off. How you go from an abuser of an extreme extent, never atoning, but now you're the victim because you done tore our country to pieces. Who gonna fall for that? We not. We knew it was gonna happen. And we have no problem with them being in our house. But when they try to mind black business, that's when we have a problem. And instead of saying we need y'all help us, and we would have said, where your pen to tell us if we can, they were going to force us to use our abracadabra and hocus pocus. No, that's not how this works, baby. Once God cleared the field, whoever left, repent, whoever, we're going into a situation to where we're not going to be played with. We're not here for war. We're not here to bother nobody. We got to get our house in order. And when it's time to put somebody in there, we're not doing that, y'all. Anybody in separation and division is not American at all. I'm sorry. They're not. I knew these weren't true Americans. I'm going to tell you something about white men and black men in America. They don't fuck around with children and motherfucking, no, they do not play that motherfucking game. They don't play Superman. They actually got the motherfucking glasses on to pull them suits off. And y'all seeing it. You see it's quiet, ain't you? Oh, yeah, y'all about to find out who real America really is. Black America don't have time to play with y'all because you're not prepared. Y'all will not be prepared 3 years and some months. I can tell by their tone, how they acting, how they vote. No, they won't. But we're not gonna be left behind. I just want y'all to each one teach one, be your brother's keeper. It's not a color thing, but we can't let them in the house right now. The hills gonna take care of it. The valley gonna take care of it. The trenches got everybody in there because that's where the soldiers at, baby. All we gonna do is feed them, clothe them, support them, and stay out their way because they know what they doing. Big Mama house gonna stay restored. We gonna turn the hood back into the neighborhood, and the village is gonna be fireproof. This is what's happening in the real world, in real America. That reality show you looking at, they just reaping. They thought them people was weak, this, that, because they did it to them one time, and they found out the hard way. You're not going to bully everybody. And let me tell you who always beats up the bully. That little bitty person minding their business. And they always warn them, leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's all y'all seeing. I just don't want y'all heart to be troubled anymore. It's happening like it's supposed to. You got to stay in truth. You got to stay in love. You got to stay in peace. If you are black and have a rainbow family, which I call different color kids, mixed kids, you adopt white, keep your family safe and keep them off of here. Please, right now, I want you to keep them damn children protected. Because your children grow up in love and not knowing that shit. What don't, and I'm not knocking private schools, y'all. Just make sure they're not indoctrinating your children. Make sure they're not lying to your children. If your children go to a religious school, it's okay, but make sure they have religious freedom in that school. It's all right to be a Catholic, this, that, but there's a point where they're going to outgrow your doctrine and go into a spiritual being. But your doctrine can be a great foundation, but don't let it be distorted. I keep telling y'all this is stepping stones to being a whole human being. And once you're in your humanity, trust me, baby, being human is a wonderful thing. Y'all just got to glow up and you got to realize this is from a 500-year mess that they didn't want to correct. Laks and raccoons, you created this something like shit. Sorry. They looked at you in them suit and ties, thought because you was close to that white man, that, oh, white must be right. Because they treated them like shit, and now they kumbayaing. And y'all know that wasn't happening. You know you was clicking up, and it was just for yours. Black America, we don't let each other fall between the cracks. You see how they report the jail, the black men in jail. You know why that happened? Y'all want to know? The black men took the bunt. They knew that the white man's system was after our homes, our children, and the women. That's why you just not hearing about queen pins. Black men took the bunt. They always the first online to protect the woman in the home. But they don't know that. That's why we let them have their perception. Just like they was black on black crime, they kill each other more. They kill them and they whole motherfucking families. You see, we let them have it. When we get ready to tell our stories, like now, YouTube gave youngsters avenue to tell their stories. TikTok gave them an avenue to be them. And they monetize. Y'all always watch that word now. Monetize. You know what monetization is? Capitalization. You do the work, they make the money off the labor. Even if they giving you $1, they making 10. They made a deal and they drain them people accounts. The company's gonna crash because it cannot, without black art, without blackness, nothing can operate. It's just the truth. And I want y'all to just watch patterns. Watch patterns. One thing about black people, we don't have that in us. It hurts us now that we can't help, that we can't, it do. We doing our part, holding our motherfucking money, because we know these white folks. Baby, when black folks don't put their money in shit, everything falls, because we the highest spending. We spent $1.7 trillion. This year, I think we spent 2 point something trillion. Now we have somebody, and I've been praying on it. He good at what he do. He gonna be our black commerce secretary. He's gonna start the foundation. We need our own trading system. I understand what y'all saying, but anything you do in their system, it always benefit them. I'm sorry. Until we build our own from scratch. And this type of building is not superficial, darling. I'm talking about we got to understand they will kill us. We got to be serious about that. For nothing other than what they can't do or won't do. They won't do it. Ain't no motherfucking way you born and raised side us and you can't do what we do. I'm sorry. I don't accept that. I don't accept. You regress back to evil because it's easy, but it does cost you your soul. There's no way, not Generation X. We went to the same school, heard the same music, and when I started seeing that shit, no, you regressed. White people in our Generation X, if you're in any kind of racism, you regress because it was easier and they broke your ass. You chose that shit. And stop with the idea if you see poor white. No, baby. That's the saddest shit you'll ever see. Ain't no way you had a 500-year her story. You mean tell me y'all ain't community and everything they do is cosplaying, but everything they ever did was cosplay black people. Everything they ever believed is everything. That's why it does not produce fruit. If it was really them, it would have produced fruit. So I'm just letting y'all know, don't let your heart be troubled. Let it be revealed. Do not let hate get in your heart. You don't have. You ain't got to go to that store. You ain't got to be around. You ain't got to go to that school. You are free. You are free to say, you know what? If you like it, I love it. You are free. You are free to say, you know what? We friends. I love you. But let's go out to dinner. You are free to do all of that. And I want y'all to live in y'all freedom now. You free to just not, if you're not doing something, you're doing something. For the first in American history, they're seeing something they never seen before. Us saying no and us resting. We have no worries and no woes. And they want to know what we doing. Resting, saying no, going to the spa, taking our checkups. And yes, it's now time. Black doctors, black nurses, because they have learned how to take care of us. They have learned. We have more black doctors. And if you need to, start your own jet. I don't think y'all understand that. That's what we've always done. That's why we got HBCUs. That's why we got Black History. Because when they tell us no, it's okay. We don't want to go through your back door. We won't fight to go through the front door. In that particular era, it was supposed to be about our motherfucking money. But white people knew how to spend it. They knew how to put it on TV to put fear and made y'all think we're at no, they were fucking giving you a false narrative. Nobody want to be around them folks. They didn't even want to go to school with them goddamn people. All that was supposed to be about getting our motherfucking money. Stop siphoning our money from. We are the highest paying taxpayers. We pay the most for groceries. Why y'all got the better schools? Y'all got the better hospitals and y'all don't do shit. You don't make the money. And now, look, that's all whiteness had was zero. What else did they have? They called that elite and powerful. Child molesters and abusers who come their way in the system that ain't even theirs. They weren't even bold enough to buy. Well, they was Epstein Island, but that's the rape and abuse kids. But if they could have did that, bought their island, do that, why couldn't they buy their island, get all their races over there, build their government in the system, and prove to us that they was better? They can't. All they do is cipher. And now, The rubber done met the road, and we at the line. We gonna rest. You gonna get your family mended. You gonna point out the bad apples. We're gonna stop applauding. We're gonna applaud baby showers, weddings, births. We're going to applaud. We're going to invest into doers and the our civil rights activists who are coming up. And hell no, we ain't telling them. We're not. No, they listen. That era is dead. We learn and adapt. We learn that if you go up there in motherfucking numbers, they will pick the one out that's leading you and kill their ass. That's called Willie Lynch. So, real black people don't go until we all go because they can't fuck with us all. And then, we're on the other side of carry, darling. We sold our coat for a sword. And it ain't that we can't fight these motherfuckers. They're not Goliaths to fight. They're abused. They are abused. Look. They allowed themselves to be abused. They were sold a pipe whiteness. Right now, on applications, they're asking them what type of white they are. These kids losing their mind. I'm laughing. I told them motherfuckers put white. Don't let them fool you like that, because they weren't worried about all that shit when they told y'all you could be in a fold of whiteness when they were dying off. Because they had mentally fuck y'all that white was right and y'all was going to keep up this racist structure. Yeah, and y'all resurrected it because they seen a black man, but he was half white and half black. That was their time to say, you know what? Let's come up to a standard. They didn't want to. Picking Joe Biden let us know. And I ain't knocking him or nothing. And personally, I don't give a fuck about the man because he a full of shit liar. And all politicians don't lie. That's a goddamn lie. Don't settle for that shit. Don't settle for it. Check your skill. Check how they take care of their home. Watch their record. Now watch, I'm going to tell you, I always watch them indoctrinated ones though. They all think alike. I don't give a fuck. If they holler, they went to Harvard, this and that, and what fraternity they in, all of them just alike. Y'all better pick some people that can come from the trailer park in the hood that gonna get up there and not pull up the ladder on your ass. Cause while they doing all that, the people before them only had third grade educations. They just sat in a position long enough to learn how to get on. And the young people thought they was us and them. Them old folks sit right there and scam the hell out their ass for some money. Now they leaving them out to dry. Look at them. I told you don't mess with old America, baby. Old America by money. This generation, their parents was about pulling yourself up by the brute scraps. On a man without no land ain't no man at all. Have y'all heard that? That's what the old people used to tell us. You don't work for the system, you make the system work for you. Oh no. My mama and them generation, oh no, they don't believe in that shit. They believe put them in a nursing home, live off their shit. Yeah, when they die, they jump up and be boss. Because they the oldest. Yeah, they want to do family rights shit after the fact. Yeah, y'all didn't know that? Go up in there when the family member's sick. Get the will rewrote. Yeah, this the generation. They didn't work for a goddamn thing. They went to school. They got an education. They ain't never thought for themselves. You can't tell? They ain't never thought. Donald Trump and them generation ain't never thought for themselves. And let me tell you what they tried to teach me. Money ain't racist. When you get up there, it's about that green and white. Now they old ass got a whole bunch of money. And they butting up with the same people that used to spit on them. Because they don't want to be lonely. Kids went no contact. Raised a better generation. See, our generation, they surely is. Yep. That's why the graduation rate higher than the incarceration rate. And you don't have a turnover. They used to joke about the 20-year turnover. Y'all know that? White folks used to joke, oh, it's a 20-year turnover. Because they knew that once they got them in the system, every 20 years, either some coming out, but they got just, baby. I grew up in the white world. They tried to make me they pet nigga. But they didn't know when I went home, I went to the motherfucking library. I ain't believe nobody. I ain't give a damn you was a preacher, white, black, or orange. If you told me something, I went and I found out the root. I learned about America before colonization. When you learn about America before colonization, you can't get tricked. Ain't nothing. But you know what they said about me? I was crazy. Yeah. They used to click up against me. That's when I seen it. In school, people like the cheerleaders or the whatever, they wouldn't even like each other. But they would click up to terrorize me, do stupid shit to me, try to make me pay them attention. And as soon as I got out that motherfucking bus, I was a nerd in front of the teachers. Mwah, I had, especially white teachers. Leave Tina alone. Uh, she's such a good kid. She make the grade, baby. As soon as I got out that motherfucking bus, I get in my little car. Knock, knock, knock. What you say? Get back to school. Don't nobody believe her. I told you I used to be a terror. I used to terrorize evil, thinking I was doing good. So I know what I'm talking about. For me, it never was a color thing. People are just fucking mean. Then when the reaping come, I didn't know it was reaping then. When the karma came, in the world they call it karma. Boy, you ought to see them buckle down. They get to crying. They want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to bring them food and give them something. And then they'll play you on your God, man. You supposed to forgive, baby, forgiveness for me. I've been forgave as soon as you did the offense, but baby, I ain't supposed to deal with that sin. Yeah, Black America, it's time. It's in you. I know it's in you because our forefathers put it there. They put it in your secret place so you can survive this. So when God showed up, he was going to show out. He's showing out. Oh, this is biblical. No, this is you imitating the Bible. And you thought it was something to play with. And look what you done started. Everybody see the West for what it is now. Ain't nobody playing with you, white boys. And the global population is 93% of color. What y'all have been looking at is an illusion to deal with white America. They go get them light skinned ones, put them in public positions to get the business taken care of. And to their surprise, this is spiritual, it's deeper than you think. What happens when people pick the wrong team? They turn around and rent the person who talked them into it. Ain't nothing wrong, baby. For the first time in American history, it's something right. And you're seeing God's people receive, especially the innocent heart, y'all. And they're speaking up for themselves. That's why we need to protect them. We ain't worried about the offender, they did it. Protect the innocent. Protect those speaking up for themselves. They're going to have a testimony. They're not going to be talking about them and they. They're going to tell you about them. They're going to tell you what's happening to them. If you cannot heal them, sometimes a conversation heal them. Sometimes listening heal them. Sometimes just saying, baby, I understand, heal them. Sometimes just put a little bit on the little, it heals them. Sometimes just saying hello will heal a person who think they ain't being seen. Y'all have missed the free thing. Watching other people sell their soul for stuff. It's that feeling love, that feeling scene. Like me, from October 1997, can't no child in this whole earth say it ain't one lady rooting for them to be the best and the highest and the greatest. I went through poverty and I found out it was a mindset, y'all. They couldn't break me motherfucking down just because I ain't had no motherfucking money. I went to the thrift store. Used to get the kids used to give me they leftover clothes, baby. They be jealous. I'm talking about, look, before I got here, at a young age, running too early, I had to sleep behind the dumpster until I turned 17. That was like a year. Until I turned 17 to be able to get me an apartment. I never told my mama and nobody knew. The way I was living, nobody knew it. That was my pride. It could have killed me, but God kept me covered. So coming here, starting to work the word, what they was doing to me didn't mean nothing. And I learned, even behind that damn dumpster, brush your teeth, wash your face, buy you a hotel, take you a bath. You don't let them see you sweat. If they don't know about you, they can't attack you. So when I got here, I didn't know it was biblical. And I conquered that dark world. Them motherfuckers like that. Fuck no, baby. That's why God got me out of there. Because he saved me from myself. This why I'm telling you. Baby. That kind of stuff. Oh no, baby. Mm-mm. I don't even know. And I wasn't even in God then. Mm-mm. And then with me being a white world, when I got my apartment, these are lawyers, doctor kids sneaking through windows to sleep on my floor. And the stuff they used to tell me, God, I was like, and these people, the next would be the teachers, the doctors. I never looked at the world the same after that. And then to be 50 something and now God is revealing it. And how bad. Back then it was just a few people in a little clique. Now it infiltrated the system. That's why Black America, you can't help them. And anybody that got in there dropped they B. I call it lack them people shooting up the neighborhood. Black people don't do that, darling. Black people, you gonna know when it's black on black because it's gonna be that person and that person. I tried to tell y'all that illusion they was get that thing they'll show it on TV, put it in a movie. Next thing you know, the kids want to be it, and Black American kids looking at them like y'all know that's a movie, right? But then here go the media. But then in your home, that was going on. Same damn time. Now we free, they bind. We can't pull them into freedom. We can't talk them into freedom. No, they got to get free in the mind, body, and soul. They got to atone and come to themselves. They got to take anti-colonization classes, anti-black classes, and they got to take critical thinking classes. Seriously, before we can deal with them. And listen, we know as a collective when they healing, you'll hear less racism and they'll check other people. And you will see more of it. Then you will have them go as a collective and say, look, we need to atone. Give them their inheritance. Reparations were for white slaves. This is why I want y'all to understand. Reparations was money that they gave slave owners. For losing, it was that many people said, I don't want that goddamn shit. And set these people free. Y'all get it? And they've been collecting interest. And they want us to keep begging to release it. Because if they release it, guess who the first one get it? We ain't asking for that. That's if it's real, if it's ours, what? No, the decree needs to say, this is for the genocide. This is for all the things they did to us. Why? This monetary amount cannot, but it is a gesture of, it need to be sealed. We're not playing. They need to hold people accountable and leave us alone. That's it. They failed. They couldn't leave us alone. They one by one trying to see who could break the shield. It can't be. John Brown's over here with us. They went to school with us. They ate with us. They proved them. They've been battle tested. Only reason they ain't whooped y'all ass, we told them you got to let God handle it. So they verbally trying to handle it. But if you play with them and they whoop your ass, we coming behind them. For protection, not for violence, because you shouldn't do that to them. They're trying to help you. And I call it a John Brown spirit, y'all. It's all of them. Anybody they call them our ally. No, they our family. That's a John Brown spirit. They gonna stand for right. They not finna play that mess. We had so many old politicians who let their slaves go way before Lincoln because they were like, this ain't right. They had these dreams and this and that. That's why I tell them, let them put the Bible back in school, honey. When them kids read them commandments and stuff, they gonna go home and start asking questions. I keep telling you this an inside out thing. They think they doing something. All they're doing is trying to make up for what they already fucked up about, and you can't do that. That's not how this works. You must atone for your wrong. And Black America, I know it hurts, but let it be revealed. I know it might have been your sister, cousin, auntie, and you didn't think they was really like that. Okay, if they are, you know the first thing you can do, talk to them about it. That's what I did. I went to Klansmen like, hey, what? Come on, talk to me. They were so shocked. Like, what the hell? And I like, come on, cause they old. What the fuck they gonna do? They old. I just wanted to know. And guess what? I'm talking about every fucking one. Guess what? All of them had in common through the crazy shit they said. The common denominator was this: how we grew up. This what we learned in school. This all we knew. And yeah, they say nigga and gal, and I had to just to hear it, to know the information. I had to absorb the truth. Just like my dad being half Indian Creole, I mean, I love my grandpa. He dead and gone. He was gone before I was born, but it was a reason, and they did it with the lack of knowledge. Cause it's like us. We come up in this time, like my kids. I'm gonna give you an example. Covers. That shit irked me, and being in entertainment, it irks me. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't. People doing covers is lazy. You got songwriters who put their heart in the song. You got musicians who put their heart into it, but you could mimic somebody else shit and then what that would remind me of, listen to me, the trigger pulled in me was when they would do it to black artists to put white faces on their music. And I thought they going backwards. And people argue me down in the industry. Oh, Tina, this the way it is. This the new stuff. You, I stay old fashioned even in my entertainment. I do, but I stay old fashioned. I stick to the lane. And now guess what? My artist upset that I won't take a couple people back because I told them cultural arts is about your gift and it make way for you. If you trying to make money, you're gonna be led into something that gonna lead you into. That's how they can tell you it's a box in the ceiling. But for cultural artists, there's no box, no ceiling. You ain't gotta play in the lines like these leagues and stuff. Start your own. If they start arguing about like with transsexuals, I don't know how to say it, y'all. I don't know about that, so I don't care about that. I just love Miss People. You don't be included. Start your own, then they'll want to include you. I'm telling you what you're dealing with. When they came and seen how beautiful we was, how democracy worked, this, that, they stole our goddamn flag. That's our fucking indigenous flag. It's supposed to have the fucking tribes on there. They stole that shit. Cosplay. The swastika is a fucking African symbol backwards. That's what I'm telling you. This is what you're dealing with in its essence, at the seed of it. And I know I'm comical about it because I know the root and I pull it up. Right now, you have to know we're on the line. Hold the line. That means rest and say no. Baby, y'all ain't got nothing to prove. Look at your youth. They know who they are. They know this they home. They know they white skin or dark skin. Let them be free. Enjoy their freedom. Do you know that's the beauty of being old? You can watch the young kids. You can watch them do what you never did and support them doing what you never did. You can watch them fly to places you couldn't. And they'll take you with them. Like me, the only big car I can get a ride anywhere. If I want to leave this house, stay in them house. They kids call me Miss Catina. You see what I'm telling you? It's a beauty enjoying life that if you don't enjoy the journey along the way, you'll miss it. And don't let that happen to you. Let people reveal themselves, say, yeah, boom, okay, you one of them, bam, I know what not to go, not to do. Alchemize the evil into good, because that's what God using it for. He making our enemies our footstool and the world our footstool. When they get through with this chaos, They gonna be calling on us. What do we do? And our gift make way for us. Let me tell you something about Black America now. Our gift make way for us now. And we seen what you gave to the world. You need to have twice as much coming for healing from us. We're not charlatans. We not fake Christians. We none of that. We're the peculiar generation who's stronger in mind and weaker in body. We were built to build and to think, not for war. We're the conscious thought of God. That's how we deal with him. That's how we talk with him. And we show it by how we live. And there's always going to be fruit, baby. We ain't eat no thorns. So I hope it soothes your spirit, and I hope you understand and bless miracles and breakthroughs to everybody. And to evil, have the life you wish for everybody else. I just, that's me. That's my, to evil, I have no woes because you bind in my life. And people get mad with me. Oh, you spoiled. You can say that. No. If it happened to them, it can happen to me. That's why I'm going to talk about it. That's why I'm going to work on it. That's why I'm going to keep the shield up to ensure that it stay over there. It don't, this field don't look good over here. No, baby. This 36, 24, 36, and we keep the water boiling for the wolf. We don't buy wolf tickets. No. Black America, we don't play that, y'all. We don't. We never have and we never will. And when they get through playing with their little toys, they gonna need us. And it's us, our physical bodies, our mindsets, our heart, and our God, man. And everybody has it. It ain't just one person. In America, everybody has it. If y'all think I'm playing, tell them racists put their blood on the line. We already know they lying and fake, because it's not real. Ain't them Jews? Got him doing what they want, and what did they do? Do what he want them to do, so you know they lying. But just ask them, put their blood on the line. Tell them, put their blood, and y'all gonna be shocked what's in it. They just don't want to face they black. All the shit they done to us, all these generations from the beginning of time, and me, myself, I call them Canaanites. I believe that's the curse God, that's the mark God put on them, so we would know that motherfucker crazy. Because I'm telling y'all, if it ain't right, God forgive me. But it seemed like every one of them colorless things, and every time they get in a high position, they just corrupt to the motherfucking core. Then they want to make excuses for it. Money wasn't a problem when they were using it. But all of a sudden, if you get wealthy, this causes you to go crazy. No, the fuck it don't. It's the love of money. It ain't having it. It's when you do anything for it. When you turn your back on God for it. When you turn your back on your family for it. When you turn your back on the universal laws for it. When you get in high positions. Huh? And you're blinded by that, not by the lives you're hurting. Don't let these folks fool you. If it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Whatever evil did, you can do 100-fold, because it is no law in love. And in truth, it's unstoppable. Y'all stand your ground, baby. We on the line. They are tormented on what they lost, what they didn't do for themselves. Blah, 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 blah. Then it kills them that they black too. That's the part I always just grind it. I don't care. You ain't got to tell them they recessive, honey. They made up all that shit to make themselves feel good. Them pseudo lies dead. Then tried to hide what they was putting in books. That's why they didn't want us to read. And now we write our own books with the truth. We got the pen now. That's where the power at. And yes, our elders, yes, I got to tell the truth, will get the gifts first that sustained and endured. Those are the ones we honor. Those are the ones we respect. The rest of them, age don't get them shit. Our youngsters, they said, forget them streets. Good. Because ain't nothing in there but predators. We're going to support them. We're going to make sure they build businesses. They don't have to go through the back door. They ain't got to get beat down this, that. We don't want what them folks got. We'll never fall for that trick again. If it failed, it must not been right. We got two banks, and I think the sorority girls got a credit union, so you can't say you ain't got nowhere to put your money. I suggest this me get you some gold, silver, and seed. Gold, silver, and seed. Okay, that's what I suggest. My living, how I made it out of poverty, 10, 10, 80. 10, I paid my tithes. I love, but I don't put it in collection plates. I wasn't getting blessed like that. But when I start giving it out to people, start seeing somebody in need, man, bruh, I wake up happy. My health is better. Just giving. I'm a giver, and I like to fight. God taught me spiritual because he don't want me in prison or the crazy house. Yeah. And in my time, I walk around with a grenade in Mississippi. I'm sorry, I'm not paranoid schizophrenic, but their history is when their people start coming to themselves, they try to seek out the person, and if they think you the person, they'll kill them. So 4 blocks will be gone fucking with me. Y'all ain't got to tell my story. I don't know. I tell my truth, I lie. All you gotta do is go back. I don't play with these people. Like I don't play until this spirit is bind of racism. Because you're dealing with two things. You're dealing with the spirit of racism, which is a dead spirit, and dark-hearted men. Once the spirit of racism is mine, you can deal with the dark-hearted man. And that's man or woman, humans. You feel me? That has to be mine. You gotta, people, racist, yes, it will. You stop being racist. Stop hating somebody because of their color. That's it. It's dead. Are you dark-hearted? You're dealing with dark-hearted. They rape children, eat, blah, blah. They do things under their imagination and think that they doing some satanic worship. Satan laughing at their ass. They don't even know how this spiritual thing work, y'all. It doesn't work like that. We honor and reverence God. We learn his ways because we're the head of the whole ecosystem. And we have to labor. Keep the water clean. That's labor. All the rest of that shit, that's man-made. That's why you're sick, unhealthy. Pharmaceutical war, this, that. Ugh. Pharmaceutical companies got rich because they was giving white folks medicine to make them soothe the demons that was tearing them up for killing, eating, what their ancestors did. Most of them get tormented because they got wheels in their house, teeth in their house, hair in their house. Yes, they do. Some of them have snuff films, this, that, blah, blah, documentation of and they are tormented. They had so much money in the defense fund that the rumors of wars led them into a real one to steal the money. Now you have no more money. Your artillery weapons are down, and due to a dummy telling all the black folks he don't need them in the military. Guess what? And guess how they won every war in America? And the wars that they didn't win, they lied about. They didn't have enough gasoline to go to Japan. That's why they attack innocent people. They knew it wasn't a mass destruction. And look what they came in. Y'all finna find out. The global world, I told y'all what it was, the sexual demon. They finna kill that one. hmm That's why I'm sitting up here like, do, 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 do. It's a reaping. And for what they did to us 500 years, the global world. When you cast your pearls to swine, they casted us to swine. Black America were the pearls. They used us as the punching bag, the joke, the this, the that. They cast us to swine. And now they found out this our home, this our stuff. They cosplayed and whitewashed. They gonna rent them. That's why y'all stay out the way. Because our house ain't burning. We ain't even built it yet. We's ain't sick. We got healers. We got people. I told you. I want you to go back and look from the ambulance. Look at all that stuff black people created was the first stuff and created for one for them. What you think they passed down to us? Y'all think we stopped? Cause they killed us and tried to mimic us and got in our place. Y'all think we stopped? I just wanted to put that mustard seed on you. No, we got better. We got smoother. And every time they caught on, we found another way. We ain't lost our gifts. We just got to use them on us now. Don't let your heart be troubled, okay? Every time look in the mirror and know I'm the conscious thought of God. He loved me. And you go out there and be the conscious thought of God and let him know he loved you.